All right, welcome back to Ryan and Real Estate. Today, the question for you is it possible to actually sell your home as is and still make a decent sales price? On this episode of Ryan and Real Estate. All right, here we go. The question I get a lot is it actually possible to sell your home as is, like straight up, as is, and it actually still sell well? So I'm going to answer that today. First thing I would say is let's define what as is. As is actually selling your home, no repairs, no makeovers, not doing anything. I'm just gonna sell it as is, and what is the price that I'm gonna get from that buyer? That's what selling as is.
Okay.
So first thing I would ask you is what's the benefit of selling as is? Really the main benefit is convenience. You wanna be able to not have to worry about doing anything. You wanna just be able to put it on the market, get the price that someone's willing to pay, and sell it.
Perfect.
Well, that is absolutely the biggest convenience and the biggest reason why you would potentially be selling as is. A lot of people do it, maybe it's an urgency, maybe they need money, maybe they need to move quick. But let me tell you some things you might want to consider before deciding if you want to sell as is. First off, when you sell as is, you really need to understand that you are most likely in all shapes and sizes going to get a lower selling price than if you actually did a little bit of work and put some cosmetic effort into making those cosmetic things look better. You're gonna take a big hit on that selling price.
I don't like where this is going.
And usually your home is gonna sell at a much longer, take a lot longer for it to sell. So just know as you do that, number one, it's gonna take a little bit longer to sell, which typically is going to affect the sales price. And number two is that it's going to affect the sales price in general because it's not up to par, maybe the other homes are at. Most homes are selling not as is, and they're trying to put work into it to make it look as appealing as possible. So when you're thinking about selling as, just remember you're gonna take a hit on that price.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Another question is how much can you quantify selling as is versus putting in some money on the cosmetics? You know, it's super hard to quantify because here's the reality. In order for you to sell as is, you've got to find the perfect buyer who's also willing to buy a property as is. And today, most people don't want an as is home. They want turnkey. I can walk in, I can move my furniture in 2 days after closing and everything will be great. So that's hard to find, which means when you limit the amount of buyers, you're also going to limit the price and you're going to limit the days on market, which is going to increase days on market equals lower selling price. So when you sell as is, you've got to find that right buyer. Last thing I would just tell you, as you're thinking about selling as is, yes, it's if you're in a position and we have options where we can help you sell as is, but if you're in that position, you really need to consider, hey, even putting a little bit of effort might actually help you in the long run get a much better selling price. A lot of people think they're gonna have to put a ton of work into getting their home on the market. The best thing you do is talk to a real estate professional who knows what they're doing and tell you the right improvements you need to make. Sometimes it's just small improvements, sometimes it is major improvements. It all depends on what your goal is. If you want to sell fast, you want to sell quick, you can sell as is, but know you're gonna take a hit on that sales price, probably more than what you probably take by improving the property cosmetically just a little bit. What I'd like to know is what questions you have about getting your home ready and what do you need to get ready for it to hit the market. If you have any questions on that, shoot us a DM or leave us a comment. We'll see you next time.